Hi students, now our next topic is linearly dependent and independent vectors. What are linearly dependent and independent vectors? Before going that, what is a linear combination of vectors? If x1, x2, etc. xn are n vectors, that is if x1, x2, etc. xn are n vectors, then the expression alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha 3 x3 plus etc. plus alpha n xn is called a linear combination of these vectors. Linear combination of these n vectors. Okay, if x1, x2, etc. xn are n vectors, then the expression alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus etc. plus alpha n xn is called a linear combination of these vectors. Now, when these vectors are said to be linearly dependent, there is a definition. Linearly dependent vectors. If any one of these vectors, if any one of these n vectors can be expressed as a linear combination of the others, then those vectors are said to be linearly dependent. For example, if in these vectors x1 to xn, I am taking x4. If x4 can be expressed as a linear combination of the other vectors, that is x4 is equal to alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha 3 x3 plus next vector is alpha 5 x5. This x4 is taken here, so alpha 5 x5 plus etc. plus alpha n xn. Then these vectors are said to be linearly dependent. If not, then those vectors are said to be linearly independent. If we cannot express as a linear combination, if any vector cannot be expressed as a linear combination of the others, then those vectors are said to be linearly independent. These are the definition for linearly dependence and independence. Now we are going to the working rule. What is the working rule for finding linearly dependence and independence? Look at this. We have to reduce the given matrix. If we are given a matrix, then we have to reduce the given matrix to echelon form that we studied earlier. Okay, we have to reduce the given matrix to the row reduced echelon form. If there is at least one zero row, then the vectors are linearly dependent, otherwise independent. If that reduced echelon form contains at least one zero row, then those vectors are said to be linearly dependent, otherwise they are independent. Okay, hope you understand. Now we shall do some problems.